Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today I think we'll work on our Boughs and Berries Bargain Bead Box kit. If only for this reason that finally mine is supposed to be here today, or it'll be here today or Monday. I'm not sure which, but they're saying it could be here tomorrow, so that's cool. But in the meantime, we still have a lot of this one left, even though I've made some really cool things with it. But I'm still trying to decide what I want to make. Now we have red and green and white. These are like Christmassy colors, and I really haven't wanted to make too many Christmas stuff. Because, you know, Christmas is Christmas, and it's always going to be Christmas. It's only Christmas at a couple of times a year, so do we want to keep using Christmas? Do we want to make Christmas stuff, or do we want to just use these as reds and greens with the white interspersed to just give it a little bit of something? I'm thinking I want to make something with these pretty barrel beads, and I've been thinking of Bracelet, throwing in some mermaid beads as some accents. I also have these really pretty pave beads. I haven't used it all. So if I wanted to make red and green, I could put those in there as well. But I'm not leaning towards red and green. I'm leaning more towards white and green, and then we'll leave the red, and we could put it with the with some of the other pieces for something for you know, just a red item. So, though I do have my holly leaves, a whole bunch of them left. So if I wanted to put some red interspersed in this, I could put the holly leaf. If I make a bracelet or earrings, I could put the holly leaves at the base, or use them as dangle, which I might do. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we will make some Christmas. If I do, we're going to use the just maybe one or two of the paves, and we'll leave the rest for earrings, and maybe the big green lampwork between the two, and then intersperse the red and we could go with the red and the green, these green, but I am leaning towards these, so maybe we'll do these. I am going to pull these big green beads out in case I do want to use them. We'll see. But I am thinking we're going to make a bracelet to start with, and then maybe, just maybe, if I feel like it, we'll make some earrings as well. So let's turn down and we'll start designing something. I'm thinking either if we just use one of these, we can go right in the center with these two green on either side, these lampwork green. Since we're going for a Christmas bracelet, we might as well do that. Come on, come out of there. And then they can go like this. Or we could put another pave and put a mermaid in between these, in the middle. Let me remove a mermaid. Go right here. And then that still leaves 4 pave for earrings. So that was the end one I grabbed. It's all right. So. Now we don't have only the 2 of these, and I don't want to use any more of the paves, so we're going to pop in. We only have a few of our mermaids left. We used those for the necklace the other day. I'm not sure how long this is going to be, and we do need to put spacers in it. So, gotta decide what kind of spacers I want to use. I want something like I know what I need for those, if I can find them. All right, here they are. We have you go right here. And these go, well, we'll need them here as well. Come here, you. I think I'd like a bead cap of some kind around the green and the mermaid. I got 4 of those left, but I was thinking I'd leave them for earrings. But you go there. Go there. I don't think that's going to be long enough for us, of course. I could well, like I say, we're going to need more spacers anyway. I do have these little corrugated spacers, but they're not really what I want to use. And I could, the next thing could be one of these green agates. So that's looking good. So I'm gonna start lifting these up on the ruler so we can see about how long we've got it right now. But we do, of course, need to get some bead caps, and they don't want to stay here. They keep falling off. Come on, you guys, behave. I need you up here. Come on. Get out of the little hole and get over here where you belong. Such an uncooperative little daisy spacer. Or star spacer. People call these star spacers as well as daisy spacers, so I guess you could call it either one. Now that's the big green one, and we're pave, and then this is the middle. So we see we're only at 3 inches right there. We do still have to put in some spacers, but we know it's not going to be long enough. Unless we're making a button bracelet or something like that that's got an ending that's different, then actually, since we're putting on some dangles, we could put it into a button bracelet. If I have a button that I like. See, we're at 6 inches. So we need about another inch. Now with the spacers and the hardware, we may hit that inch. Because I want, like I said, we want to put the hardware on, and that just fell out, but it's about, no, darn it, I have to find that. So it's about 6 inches. And like I said, when we add more spacers in, we are going to get some more space in there. And the hardware is going to create some more spaces, fill in some of the space as well. So, and I only want about 7 inches, so that is about, I think we're good where we're at right here. So we are going to put at least one of these dangling. We could actually put on 2. Maybe we'll put on 2, because if we put one and then we put a second one, like maybe a little bit longer, like on a piece of chain a little bit, it would be cute. So I don't think I want to use these bead caps, because I do want to save them for some earrings. And even though I like the corrugated spacers a lot, I just think the design calls for something a little different. So I'm going to look around and see if I can find something else that I would like to use, and then we'll start putting this baby together. Okay, I found some. I'm going to try these crystal spacers on either side of the white, because there's 3 of them in here, between the white and the red, like so. And then I also got some double bead caps, which I figured can go here to here. Where's the other one? There it is. So there's how that looks. Then of course we had the Now I'm suspecting that I now have too much in here and it's going to make it too long. But, and I've got this closed ring, I figured we could just crimp right onto that. And then we have our lobster claw for the other side. Now if I decide it needs a little more room, I can actually jump this ring on instead of putting on, but I figured our little hollies can hang from our little ring here. So you behave. So that's what it's going to look like. And we're going to use some Fluorite medium SoftFlex beading wire. And I'm just going to, normally I would work right on the spool, but I'm just going to cut a length off here. I think this is probably about a foot. Let's measure it and find out. A little over a foot, but we'll cut it at a foot because I don't need more than a foot. So now I'm going to put a bead stopper on this one side. And I'm just going to string it up as I have it sitting here. So we'll start with this moss agate and the spacers and this barrel bead. Now I'm not going to crimp either end until I decide if we're good, because if I do and then I decide I have to change something, then I have to pull all the beads off because I tend to be work symmetrically. So better to just figure out what you need. Come on, go on there. Before you get to that point. Now, these measured out on the ruler as over is probably going to be about 7 inches, but that doesn't mean that's its ending length, because, let's see, you've got to remember we've got to go around. So in going around, see, it's not quite 7, 6 3/4. So in going around your wrist, see, my wrist is about 7 1/4, and see how much room we still have here. Let's get out the bracelet sizer and see what it shows. So if I pull, now I'm going to just pull these to where the connectors would be together, because, see, we got room. Now that's 7 right there. Because if you see here, Let's get this down here where you can see it probably. Oops, I'm knocking things over here. If this is on 7 inches right here at this dark line, you see we've got that much room left before we get to 7 inches. And that's probably at least a good inch, maybe even bigger. At least an inch. So when we put our hardware on, we're going to have our lobster claw here, and we're going to have the ring on this side. Now, because we do need that extra sizing, I am going to hook it on with a jump ring so that it makes it just a little bit bigger. And see, that adds about an inch right there. So we may be perfect with our sizing right as it sits right now. And you know what? I'm just going to do it up. If it's not quite the length I want, we can put a little bit of extender chain on the side with the ring. So let's get a couple of crimp tubes out, and we will start putting this baby together as far as finishing it up. It's going to be a pretty little bracelet. Let's see. I think my silver crimp tubes are right here. Those are gunmetal. Those are gold. Come on, I know I have them right here somewhere. There they are. So we need 2 crimp tubes. 1, 2. And we're going to crimp the ends here. So we're just going to take one end off, put the crimp tubes through. Come on, baby, go on there. Turn this. And I know these beads are big enough to take 2 rows, 2 lines. I just have to push it up till it does. Now I'm going to put that about right there, where we have a little bit of a loop there, but not a huge one. Get my crimping pliers. These are the magical crimpers. You put that right in the divot there. And then make sure you're where you want it, and then squish. And then turn, squish again, and again, and again, till you have it squished the way you want it. Now we're going to move our beads up, however many we want to push through up to this side. So there is. And I think we can cut this last little bit off right here. Bang! So then we'll roll this side over to this side, and I've got a lot of extra line, as you can see. And we're going to get this crimp tube, and now we'll put it on this side. Around. Now this one you have to actually put it through all your beads that you want it through, because obviously you have to have it. You have to tighten it up, and on this side. Now this works out really nicely, because see, the line comes out right there where this one spacer is, and so it's not a problem because it's right there. So now that we get this about where we want it, We're gonna get this in here. Give it a crunch. And turn, and crunch, and turn, and crunch. Until it doesn't crunch down anymore. Then we'll get this up here and cut this extra line off. There we go. So that's what it's going to look like. Now right now it looks a little small, but remember we still have to put on, we're going to put on this ring on this side and our lobster claw on this side. So we'll get out our pliers. Don't need those pliers anymore. We want these pliers. And we'll open up this first jump ring. These are the medium oval jump rings. I believe they're 6 millimeters. Then we're going to put this really pretty ring on here. And close it up. Now we'll get the other side and we'll get this medium oval jump ring. This one, like I say, is a 6 millimeter. Go through this loop on this side. Come on, baby. And then we'll go through our lobster claw, which I did test to make sure it's working fine, but we will take it again when I get it on. There we go. So now let's see how long it ended up being. Right at 7. So that's perfect. Now that's probably might be a little too small for me, but because I think my wrist is 7 1/4. But no, it's perfect. I guess my wrist is 7. And that's an average size wrist, is a 7-inch. So now that we have our bracelet, come on, stop. All put together here, what we need to do is put our little dangles on here. Now we can put one of them on by just using our felt like it had a little paper sticking to it, which it might have, because when I sprayed them, some of them grabbed the paper up that I lean them on. So we could just take one of them and dangle it directly on the ring with a jump ring, and then maybe you get a little chain to do the other one. So I had 2 little links of chain sitting beside me. It's not a lot, but that's actually all I need, because it'll have 2 Tinky Tot jump rings holding it together. Well, as long as they'll work. We'll see how they go. I figure I'll put the one on with the first one, and then I will hook the chain with one of these and hook it on. So let's put a little link of chain here. See how that gives it a little bit of a dangle there? A little more dangle effect than just having just the jump ring. And so this second one is just going to have the jump ring. So it's up close to the ring. Oh, come on, the other one went on fine. Oh, this one's got to, got it. I understand. So, there we go. See how that little bit of chain brings this other one down quite a bit further than the one up at the top. Bing. So there we go, all finished. Isn't she cute? Now, like I say, she is 7 inches. If you want it a little bit longer, you could add an extender chain since it does have a lobster claw. Or you could actually add like another little jump ring or two to add some more length on either side. Right, right here on either side. So there she goes. Isn't she pretty? Okay, now that we've finished our really pretty little bracelet, let's make some matching earrings. So we've got some of the pave beads. Since there was only 2 of these lampworks, we've substituted the some of the agate. And of course we'll have our double spacer, double bead cap in here. Then we're going to put a little tiny one at the bottom of the paves, just so there's something there. And then of course we have our little mint green and our our star spacers and our little red glass, and then we're going to have our little holly at the bottom here. So we're going to put these together just like I've got these laid out here. So, and I've got some eye pins out. So we'll open up our eye pin and put on our little holly leaf and close that baby up. And then we put on, like I say, the little daisy spacer here. And then the pave. Oh, where's that? There it is. Double bead cap. Agate. The star spacer. Barrel bead. Star spacer. And our glass. Now we're going to put these on these lever backs, but I'm not going to put them directly on. We're going to use a jump ring to put them on. So we are going to just, because this one's facing this direction, we're going to bend it this direction. So now let's just put the other one together before we wrap this up. Open up put our holly leaf on. And close this baby up. It's not quite closed. So then it's the little daisy spacer, the pave bead, the double bead cap, the green bead, the star spacer, barrel bead, star spacer, little red matte glass. So of course our holly's right this direction, so we want to bring our, there we go. So there's those two. So now we need to get our bell making pliers out, and we're going to put these in here, and we're going to go up and around and over and down. Now because I'm going to put these on with jump rings, I can just wrap this up, and then we'll wrap it, we'll finish its wrap in just a second. So up and over and around. So there we go with our two. So take hold of it with this pair of pliers, grab our second pair and wrap it up. And tuck it in. Make sure this baby's pretty straight because it's going to have to jump ring onto our ear wire there. In fact, we can get out two of the 4mm oval jump rings. And we will just open this one up. And hook her on. Close it up. And this first earring is done. So see how that sits there? So now that we've got that one done, let's finish up this one. So we'll grab this one with the pliers. You know, these have been slipping lately. I wonder if it would work better if I grab the loop with my flathead. Let's try that, shall we? So then up and over and around. Now I think that worked quite well, so I think I'll continue to use my flat nose here when I'm wrapping this baby up. Now what are you doing? What he's doing is being a bugger. Like I should have wrapped it just a little bit more to make sure I had it good and tight there, but so now we'll take this other jump ring here. Go on the earring, go on the ear wire, and close it up. So there is earring 1 and earring 2. think those are really pretty. And even though they don't match exactly, because we don't have this bead or this bead in there, I think it works really cute. I think they're a perfect little set there. So there we go. There is our pretty little bracelet. Our little dangles here. And then pretty. I really like how it turned out. Like I said, I wasn't planning on making any like definite Christmas things, but I really like this. I think it really works. So there was our bracelet, and then of course we made our earrings to match it. Aren't they cute? I think they turned out quite nicely. So earrings, bracelet, that they match. Not pretty. So both the bracelet and the earrings were of course made with our Bargain Bead Box Boughs Berries. And I think they both turned out lovely. I hope that you agree with me. And I hope you enjoyed making these with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.